marriage rates are plummeting. Relationships are harder to find than ever. Even casual dating is on the decline. At the same time, women are thriving, earning more degrees, climbing career ladders, and outpacing men in nearly every measurable way. Yet, despite this success, many find themselves alone, frustrated, or settling for less than they envisioned. Why? Because beneath the surface of modern dating lies a brutal paradox. The very traits that make women successful today may be working against them in love, and the window to change course is closing faster than most realize. This isn't about blame. It's about patterns, economic, biological, and psychological forces shaping romantic outcomes in ways few anticipate. And when we follow these trends to their logical conclusion, only 5 possible futures remain for women in the dating market. Which one will it be? That depends on the choices made today. Introduction. The dating landscape has shifted dramatically in recent years. Fewer people are marrying, fewer are committing, and even casual encounters are dwindling. At first glance, this seems like a simple matter of changing social norms. More focus on careers, delayed adulthood, or the rise of dating apps. But the real story is far more complex. At the heart of this phenomenon lies female hypergamy, the tendency for women to seek partners of equal or higher status. This instinct isn't new. It's wired into our biology and reinforced by centuries of social conditioning. But today, it collides with a stark reality: women are outpacing men. Young, childless women under 30 now outperform their male peers in education, income, and career advancement. This success is something to celebrate, except for one problem. If women continue to date, but men aren't keeping pace, the pool of acceptable partners shrinks rapidly. And here's where things get complicated. Despite progress in gender equality, one tradition remains stubbornly unchanged: the expectation that men must make the first move. Women, even the most independent and ambitious, still wait to be chosen. This wouldn't be an issue if men and women were progressing at the same rate. But they're not, and when you factor in the harsh truth that a woman's dating leverage shifts dramatically after 30, the stakes become clear. Time is the silent variable in this equation. The same qualities that make a woman successful in her 20s, ambition, high standards, self-sufficiency, can work against her in the dating market as she ages. The men at the top, those most in demand, have endless options. Why commit to one when they can enjoy many? This isn't speculation. It's behavioral economics. It's supply and demand. And when we project these trends forward, only 5 possible outcomes emerge for women in the modern dating market. The 5 endgames. 1. Hold out for the best and win a small fraction of women, roughly 1%. Maintain sky-high standards, outcompete all rivals, and secure a top-tier partner. These are the women who are not just attractive and successful, but also possess something rare, perhaps elite social status, extraordinary beauty, or undeniable charisma. But let's be honest, this is the least likely outcome. The men at the top have too many options to commit easily, and even if they do, they're often the least reliable long-term partners. 2. Lower the bar and still win. About 6% of women adjust their expectations just enough to land a high-value man before someone else does. Maybe they overlook his lack of emotional depth, tolerate his wandering eye, or accept that he'll never be as ambitious as they are. This is the discount strategy, settling for 80% of what they wanted, but still coming out ahead. It's a rational choice, but it requires swallowing some hard truths. 3. Keep standards high and settle anyway. Here's where most women land, roughly 53%. They refuse to lower their standards, but they can't outcompete the women above them. So, they end up with a man who is good enough, but not their first or even 5th choice. This is the versus knockoff scenario. The relationship functions. It may even be happy. But there's always that quiet dissatisfaction, the sense that they could have done better if things had gone differently. 4. Lower standards and still settle. About 15% of women lower their expectations, but still end up with a partner they're not thrilled about. These are the airport sandwich relationships, uninspiring, overpriced, but better than nothing. This often happens out of pressure or necessity, a ticking biological clock, societal expectations, or sheer loneliness. 5. Stay single by choice or circumstance. Finally, 25% of women, soon to be 1 in 3, never secure a partner at all. Some are happily single. Others are frustrated but unwilling to compromise. The cruel twist: most childless women don't plan it this way. Only 10% actively choose not to have kids. The rest assume it will happen until it doesn't. Why this matters? This isn't about shaming women for their choices. It's about recognizing the invisible forces shaping romantic outcomes. Biology vs. economics: a woman's fertility declines, while a man's options often expand with age and success. The Buffett effect: the most desirable men have little incentive to commit when they can enjoy variety. The waiting game: women who delay dating in their 20s often find the market far harsher in their 30s. The solution isn't to panic, it's to strategize. That might mean making the first move. Why wait? Reframing what truly matters in a partner. Recognizing that time is the most valuable currency in dating. The bottom line: the dating market doesn't care about fairness. It operates on cold, hard incentives. And for women, the rules of the game change after 30, whether they like it or not. The good news: awareness is power. By understanding these dynamics, women can make smarter choices before the options disappear. Because in the end, there are only 5 ways this can play out. The question is, which one will you choose? Imagine a world where fewer people are getting married, fewer are entering relationships, and even casual hookups are declining at unprecedented rates. What's driving this shift? And more importantly, what does it mean for the future of love, commitment, and personal happiness? The answers might surprise you, especially if you're a woman navigating today's complex dating landscape. The modern dating scene is undergoing a seismic shift. Marriage rates are dropping, relationships are harder to come by, and even casual encounters are on the decline. At the heart of this phenomenon lies a paradox. Women today are thriving, outperforming men in education, income, and career success. Yet many find themselves struggling in the romantic marketplace. Why? Because despite progress in gender roles, one tradition remains stubbornly unchanged: the expectation that men must always make the first move. This dynamic, combined with deeply ingrained tendencies like hypergamy, the instinct to seek partners of equal or higher status, creates a perfect storm. As women rise, the pool of acceptable partners shrinks. And when you factor in the reality that a woman's dating leverage shifts dramatically after 30, the stakes get even higher. So, where does this leave women in the long run? When we play out the scenarios, there are only 5 possible endings. Some are far more likely than others, and the choices made today will determine which path becomes reality. Let's start by examining the current state of dating. Fewer people are committing to relationships than ever before. Some blame technology, others point to shifting social norms, but a major factor is this: women, on average, still expect men to pursue them. Despite advancements in gender equality, the old script persists. Men propose, women wait. This wouldn't be an issue if men and women were progressing at the same rate. But they're not. Young women are excelling, earning more degrees, securing higher salaries, and building impressive careers. Yet when it comes to dating, many still seek partners who outpace them in status or success. The problem: there simply aren't enough of those men to go around. Here's where things get tricky. A woman's dating value, fair or not, is often tied to youth. After 30, the dynamics change. The same qualities that make a woman successful, ambition, independence, high standards, can ironically work against her in the dating pool. The men at the top, those most in demand, have endless options. Why commit to one when they can enjoy many? This leads us to the 5 possible endgames for women in today's dating market. Hold out for the best, keep standards sky high, outcompete other women, and land a top-tier partner. Lower the bar, adjust expectations to snag a high-value man before someone else does. Settle reluctantly, maintain high standards, but end up with a less desirable partner. Settle out of necessity, lower standards, and still accept a less than ideal match. Stay single, never secure a partner, either by choice or circumstance. Which outcome is most likely? Statistics suggest the majority of women will end up in scenario 3, committed to a relationship but not with their first choice partner. Why? because the most desirable men have little incentive to commit when they can have variety. Meanwhile, men further down the ladder are more willing to offer commitment, but they may not meet a woman's initial expectations. For some, this leads to quiet dissatisfaction, the nagging sense of, "I could have done better." Others learn to reframe their situation, finding contentment in what they have rather than what they missed. But here's the crucial takeaway: time is the ultimate factor. The longer women wait, the fewer options remain. The dating market doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards strategy. So, what's the solution? Awareness is the first step. Recognizing these patterns allows for smarter choices, whether that means adjusting expectations, making the first move, or redefining what truly matters in a partner. The power to change the outcome still exists. The question is, will it be used before the clock runs out?